Questions for Chief Fisher this evening? Okay, moving on. Mr. Fernaro.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start off with thanking our team for working through that storm last week, long hours, inclement weather. We're still dealing with the storm, still cleaning up. Looks like we have a lot of folks here tonight, so I'm not gonna take a lot of time. Update on the salt prices. This year, salt is gonna be $61.10 a ton. Last year, we paid $51.80. The neighboring county to our west is paying $76.07. So, little update on snow and ice for you. That completes my report. Oh, 101G, I think you got my email over the weekend. 101G, me and Doug marked out on Friday. No start date yet, but everything has been marked. So, completes my report.
2 questions. Did you say a $10 increase year over year in salt per ton?
It was $10. If you remember way back, I think it was March, I was anticipating a 20%, so we kind of came right in at that.
Okay. And then second question, I saw your 101, no idea what that means. Can you
So
explain what
that's our
means?
partial and full depth pavement repairs for the road program.
Thank you.
Mr. Fernaro, you got all the cleanup done the past 2 weeks, or you still got some more on the gravel and stuff?
We're still cleaning up the Eagle Road project. The inlet side of Eagle Road got done today,
I saw
so
they were going
they
on
moved
there.
along pretty well. I was happy with their work. They're gonna start the other side tomorrow. A little more involved on the other side, so we'll see how it goes.
Mr. Fanera, I know that it might be a bit premature relative to the storm, but in terms of any culvert inspection or head wall undermining, have just getting down there and understanding you have to clear these ditches, has there been any serious inspection on our major?
Yeah, so that's gonna be the focus of that service committee coming up. We did get prices for a vac truck we've been talking about for a while. For us to go out and camera, we have to rent one, and, you know, those things, there's not many out there to rent, and they're usually out. So that's where we're at with inspections.
Okay. All right, yeah, this could also, that question could also be for Mr. Courtney as well, at least structurally looking at head walls and things of that nature.
Yeah, we've not had an opportunity to go down and look yet.
Okay. All right, I did notice in last meeting's minutes, there was a discussion, or at least a dollar value for some guardrail insurance. I'm assuming for a guardrail hit. Is that insurance payment anywhere near the cost of replacing the guardrail?
That's actually go on the city's insurance. We didn't find the person that hit that guardrail. That's at Tibbetts and Six.
Oh, okay,
So that'll be on the city's insurance.
okay. All right. But the other hit, I believe you mentioned further west of there, or east of there, that claim has not been settled. Maybe that's a question.
The east end was paid. That was last year.
The one by,
On the hill going into Sheridan.
yeah, but it hasn't been repaired though.
Well, it's got hit twice. Well, 3 times. It hit one on the other side and then hit twice on this side.
Is it still damaged?
It's still damaged, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions for Mr. Fernaro?
Yeah, Mr. Fernaro, I know the city does a pretty good job of getting cleared out and stuff and doing the maintenance on the ditches. Unfortunately, it seems like these types, when you get these storms, you just get so much stuff washes down there, there's really not much to do till after, after the storm.
Yeah, I know it's hard for our residents to take. It's hard for me to take, but when there's that much rain, and yes, we've been getting more and more of those rains. I don't know why, but when we get them, it overwhelms the system. Not just here, it's everywhere. So
How many trees do they take out on Eagle on the inflow side? Do they
Oh,
take
it's-
a lot of trees out of there?
it was 5 truckloads. It's sitting at the yard if you want to see it.
One whole truck? I figured there might be 2
5.
trucks. 5?
Yes.
That's a lot. Thank you, Mr. Fernaro.
Mr. Fernaro, you asked for a service department meeting and recreation?
Yes, please.
2 separate meetings, just,
Well, we could do them same day if you want. But yeah.
that's fine, but.
I mean, we wanted to go every quarter. I think we're a little beyond that, so we
Okay.
haven't met in a while, so.
Mr. Fernaro, for the service department meeting, committee, would you like that be, obviously, we don't come back till 3rd week of August. You want to do that before then, obviously?
Yes,
Whenever you're available, yes.
Saturday morning?
that's fine.
Work better for you, Mr. Fernaro?
Whatever works for you.
Okay, that's Mr. Fenstermaker and Scott. What works good on the next Saturday or two?
We have coffee with council this Saturday, do we not?
Do it before?
So why don't we just do it before?
And the rec, you want to do the rec, committee meeting?
If we could squeeze them all in, if everybody's available, that would
Who's
be great.
rec? Is that you, Julie?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, and just, Councilman Hamer, I don't know if I talked to you about it or not, but we wanted to get the rec presidents and stuff together and go over some processes and procedures that we need to tighten up with them, with the city. No, it's Service Department and Parks and Recs is a separate meeting. We can have some general discussions, you and I, just on what because I already talked to Mr. Fernaro and the mayor.
I think we could do, one should be 7, one should be 8, coffee with council at 10, that gives an hour plus for the second meeting. So hour be enough for each meeting, you think, Mr. Ferraro?
That'd be great, thanks.
Okay, let's, you want to do the rec, you want to do the,
Service Department at 7 a.m., do the recreation at 8 a.m. That
I'd
way
be there for the
residents,
meeting, but I don't think I can Saturday.
okay, understood.
you're not up that early?
So,
Definitely.
so it's Mr. Hamer, Ms. Simons, and Mr. Ziegler for the rec committee?
Yes,
And Ms. Simons, you said you cannot be there Saturday? So unless Eric's able to make it, you don't have a quorum then?
yeah, you'd need to have Eric there too. So, Scott, since it's your committee, you chair it, why don't you reach out to Eric and Julie and let us know what works for you guys?
It doesn't need to be set today, but
Yeah.
it just, Mr. Slapnicker needs to know so that he could put out appropriate notice. But the other question is, what are the purposes
Yeah,
of
purpose,
those
I was,
meetings?
yeah, Mr. Lello, Mr. Ferraro,
So-
remaining to
Are you Councilman President?
Service would be equipment,
equipment?
and Parks and Rec would be SOPs for the rec park.
Okay, so, service committee pertaining to equipment and, whatever you said for the rec department for yourself, Scott.
SOPs, Mr. Hammer.
Okay. All right, Mr. Fernaro, anything else this evening?
That's all, thank you.
Joe,
Thank
Mr. Ferraro, you want it here, or do you want us to meet you at the, service department? Here? Okay. Thank you.
I'm gonna swap these here in a second. Yeah, I'm going to. Mr. Courtney?
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Couple updates from my report last week. We did hold the pre-construction meeting for Kirtland Chardon Road. That work's expected to start in September. Joe mentioned the 101G stuff, the Wisner stacked wall. Talked to SME today. They'll have final plans to us for that to review tomorrow. So as long as everything's good, we should be able to move that ball forward towards bidding. And then on the slope failures, the field exploration is complete. We got preliminary bore logs for the Wisner slope failure today. And that is all I have. Okay. Joe needs to say something.
I'm gonna jump back in. So just so council knows, we logged 53 calls in those 2 days between Monday afternoon and Tuesday, between me and Doug. And I'm confident to say that I pretty much talked to everybody on that list.
That was from the storm last Monday?
That was from last Monday afternoon when that storm hit till Tuesday night.
Mr. Courtney, I wanted to circle back. I read last meeting's meeting minutes, and you mentioned that the wall design for Wisner is going to have weep holes there, and it mentioned that they would need to be maintained, and I wanted to find out, number one, if we have the tools, the equipment, or the training to maintain those weep holes, right? I don't know what's
Yeah, they're going
involved
to
in
be
that.
several 2 to 3 inch weep holes that come from the bedding behind the wall out through the face of the wall. And the sheet pile is not going to be that tall, and they're going to be near the top of the wall. Or if the service department would get down into the water, they would be reachable from the water. So
Okay, is there a written spec for that?
I don't have the written spec yet. That'll
Okay.
come with the final
All right.
plan.
I didn't know if,
Oh, for the
I'm not
maintenance?
a wall designer, but I didn't know if there was, like an ODOT written spec.
For the maintenance?
Yeah, for the maintenance
Oh,
of it, right? It's great
no,
to
I
put
won't-
them
I
in,
won't-
but if they're not maintained, they're worthless pretty quick.
Yeah, I'll inquire, but they just need to make sure they stay clean so they don't get plugged.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Schultz. Any other questions for Mr. Courtney? Okay, if not, Mr. Slapnicker?
Thank you, Council President. Just going over the legislation again, there are 3 items that I'm looking to have passed this evening, or I'm sorry, there's 4 items. 4 items. And I figured I'd get into the explanation of them as we get to the readings of them. The other thing I just wanted to put on council's radar, I know I already talked with the mayor and Mr. Fenstermaker. I'm potentially looking at having the budget passed prior to the year and forgoing the temporary budget. So just wanted to put that on council's radar. I'm probably going to meet with the department heads a little bit earlier this year just to get that process started regarding capital and things like that. So if we make this change, it's looking as the first reading will be in November, and then the last 2 would be in December. But just wanted to put it on council's radar on that.
Like
So.
that, like that.
And
Talked about it for years, so that'd be great.
that concludes my report, and I'm open for questions.
You
Okay.
said you were going to be going over the 3 that were going to be waived. You'll go as we address those then, as we read them.
Yeah, I'll go through all 4 of them, actually.
Thank you, Mr. Slapnicker.
Okay, any other questions for Mr. Slapnicker? Okay, are you speaking for Julia this evening? No? Okay. Mr. Lallo?
Thank you, Mr. Council President. The last week, I've undergone, been still working on public record issues, questions, litigation, a great deal of time as it relates to that. Also, we did get, I know last week we did pass that legislation declaring the necessity for the renewal levy, just to kind of protect ourselves and make sure everything's done the right way and doesn't get pushed back or kicked back by the Secretary of State. So that came back. We did get the correspondence from the county auditor. So what I would ask is, as it relates to, I'm jumping around, 26R39, we're going to make a motion to amend that legislation to include the actual exhibit, which is the auditor's certificate, similar to what we had the last time around. And then we will need that passed, waived 3 readings and passed tonight. As it relates to 26036, which is amending 220.26, I have discussed this matter with Mr. Scholes previously and in preparation for tonight's meeting. There would be an amendment or a request to modify the current pending legislation to include 2 different phrases. I could tell you like essentially what they are and then read it verbatim. But the one is, making the agenda available 72 hours before the meeting by posting it in City Hall lobby, but also posting it in Kirtland Public Library and the Community Center. So it adds Kirtland Public Library and Community Center into those, that addition. But then also, later on in that paragraph, at the same time that the agenda is provided to the members of council, there's a question as it relates to who's in charge of putting this on the website. So the language would be, the clerk shall ensure that the agenda and all accompanying materials shall also be posted on the city's website. So it would be the inclusion or modifying this to say it'll be posted at Kirtland Public Library, the Community Center, but then also that the clerk shall ensure. So the clerk is ultimately responsible, whether the clerk actually does it or somebody else, but the clerk is responsible for posting the agenda and legislation on the website.
Mr. Lallo, is that something we can just simply, it's only a second read, this is a 3rd reading.
It is
so
a
we
third,
have
but
to
if
make the
it's
amendment.
amended,
Okay,
it could go back to second reading and then the next meeting would be third, or you can waive today.
It doesn't need to be waived though, correct? I mean, it doesn't need to.
no,
There's no,
I do suggest we make the amendments though and get the changes in.
Okay.
and-
It's amended.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
wait till the next reading.
Yep.
to Finish it out.
that works. And then lastly, I know Chief Fisher and I spent a great deal of time today going over the bicycle, e-bike, scooter, electric, personalized motor device proposed legislation. We also went through golf carts, utility vehicle, low speed, ultra low speed vehicles, all that stuff. It's a process, but we're going through it, and I hope that we can have it ready for whether you want to do another committee meeting or just have it ready for council. I think it might be good for the police and fire committee to kind of review and discuss that at some point. But we're still working on the language, getting all the kinks out. Again, it's a process, but I think we made a lot of good headway getting through it.
Chief, the only thing I ask with that is if we can tackle perhaps 2 at one time, then 1 separately, just so we don't have a really long committee meeting.
So perhaps like
Because then we won't be able to drill down into it very much.
the bicycles and e-bikes, that one's closer to being ready to go, I think. And then the low-speed vehicles, I think, would be the next one, unless you want it different.
Share it with me and-
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, once you and I finish up on that, then we could send it off to Councilman Scholes, and then he could kind of take the reins and go from there. Sound good?
Mr. Lallo?
Yes.
Per that, are there many local cities, is everybody kind of trying to adjust to that, or has anybody got anything in place yet, so to speak? With especially with the e-bikes and stuff?
I think there are laws in place. They're starting to pass ordinances to regulate it. Yeah, I coincidentally, I have a kid who got hit by a car. He was traveling on a motor scooter in a sidewalk, got hit by a car pulling out of the driveway, and both people got cited. So, like a young kid got cited, but they have new laws in place, and this is not in Curlin, so just
Okay.
But
All right.
is there any other questions?
Any other questions for the mayor or for Mr. Lallo? You good? All right, Mayor, you ready?
Thank you, Council President Fenstermaker. A special thanks to Mr. Finaro and the Public Works Department for the work last week. Exhausting, and then dangerous in certain instances when you're well, it's always risky when you're working alongside the road, right? So anytime, whether it's police, fire, service doing that, I always I want to make sure that I recognize these people for what they do. So, and Joe, thank you for the exhaustive work you do on inventorying, and then also reaching out and speaking to all of those property owners in question related to the drainage. You go above and beyond, and we can't thank you enough. So thank you, Joe. Zoning, again, thank you to all of our residents, our businesses, our council people for their patience as we work through this transition. We did have a new person start in the zoning office on Friday. I asked for a little bit more patience just because this gentleman is going to be getting, wrapping his arms around all that is zoning that's kind of come in and developed over the last six weeks or so since we were, without in that department. So I think we're going to be in a much better place in a very short period of time, and then in the long run, in the big picture, I think our zoning department is going to shine like it has not before. So appreciative to everybody's for their patience there. In regard to, and I'm not sure if anyone is here from Locust or maybe watching on the web, but all of those notices of violation that went out, we are going to revisit each one of those, and then any notices of violation that go out going forward, there will be specifics and or even photographs of what the potential violation is. So I do thank all of those folks for their patience on that. So I guess the point is if you know that there's something that you can do about a forthcoming violation, whoever you are, please please take care of that. And then maybe as we go back around, there will be less of those. But I think it's just being good neighbors, period. If we can start sowing a little bit more of that type of accord, I would appreciate it, and I think the neighborhoods would appreciate it too. So Ms. Simons, thank you for your couple of emails last week, and I think there was even one this morning or yesterday, I can't remember. Just following up on some of the requests. I do have a call out to the property owner at Elm Street. We'll see what happens there. Myself, Mr. Lallo, Mr. Finaro, Mr. Yanni spoke about that one, and a couple of other properties that are kind of in similar disrepair have been on our list for a while, and how to handle those things soon, and staying on those things and taking them to the getting the results as quickly as we can for those neighborhoods. Spoke about Crary. I did tell you I'll reach out to one of the property owners myself and just see if we can't get an ask, see if we can't get some cooperation. And, if we can, great. If not, it becomes a civil matter, and we'll make sure that both parties know that. And then I did ask Joe and both chiefs to get together related to the down power line that we had last week and come up with a kind of a plan of action for going. Say again? Okay, they did meet today? Wow, they did that quick. Say again?
It's a draft.
Okay.
I left you a rough draft, Mayor. It's down at your seat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see it yet. All right. Well, I'll follow up with them afterwards, but I think police, fire, and service all being involved in that. And then the communication piece as well. I asked them to come up with a plan of action for that. So those are the few things I wanted to mention, and I'm open for questions.
Any questions for the mayor this evening?
Mayor, has our new zoning administrator received an email address yet? And if so, could you share it with all of us, please?
I believe it's zoning at Kirtland, Ohio.
Okay, it's a general, okay.
Oh, he does. Apparently there's a new email address I didn't know about. Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. Or maybe I knew about it, but I hadn't seen it in my email yet.
Okay.
And then just a reminder to council, when you do email, the zoning department's going to have a lot to contend with, and is contending with a lot. So just let's be patient. Things are going to happen. They're going to happen quickly, but maybe not as quickly as we all wish. It's not going to be a snap of the finger. So when you do send an email, please copy me on that as well. Eagle Road repair. Matt?
So, yes, I know Mr. Fernaro mentioned that there were emergency damages done to Eagle Road over the last couple of days. Is that accurate, Mr. Fernaro? Okay. And the estimates are coming in as it relates to the repair. And there's like an estimate for the services, but not necessarily all of the material. If you include all of that, it does add up to be over 25,000. The issue we have is our ordinance, what is it, 23602 G specifically says if it's anything over 25,000, it does require ordinance or resolution by council authorizing the mayor to do that. So the issue we have here is that it's likely going to exceed that cost. They don't know for certain that it will. I think Mr. Fernaro is very confident that it would. But I think it would behoove council to, it would be emergency legislation. I would ask 26R44. It would just be a resolution authorizing the mayor to expend funds not to exceed. How much?
35.
$35,000
So if
for
I
the
can,
emergency repairs of Eagle Road.
so if I can, just for a second, so the emergency repair is on the inlet side of the pipe where we were just talking about 5 truckloads came out of there. There's 3 excavators sitting on that job right now. If they were to pull out today and finish the outfall side, we would have to pay mobilization fees to bring those 3 machines back. So that's why we're looking to get the other side down, why the machines are sitting there. That's why we're gonna go over the 25,000.
And Mr. Lila, we could do that in an emergency tonight on, make it a 2640-44 then?
Yeah, it would be a motion to amend the agenda to include resolution 26R44, a resolution authorizing the mayor to expend funds not to exceed $35,000 for the emergency repairs of Eagle Road and declaring an emergency.
That's gonna be obviously new business.
Yes.
End of the night,
Yes,
and it's 26-R-44.
44. Yes.
Do you think we need to change that?
That's a thought. I know Mr. Farnar and I had that discussion. Like that subsection G of that ordinance along with really C.
With the 25K cap
Yeah.
and,
What I would say about that is if council was going to entertain that, could it be included in that No.
No, not in this. No, it's single issue legislation.
So sure, but I'm saying modifying that in the future.
Oh, yeah.
But what I was gonna say is maybe a way to kind of have another guardrail in there would be to with concurrence from the current council president. Is because it's not necessarily council authority. If you're gonna go over that 25, maybe you leave it at 25 and you have a max of 50, and as long as you have the concurrence of whoever the sitting council president is at that time.
I mean, it's
Because
up
we
to
do run
however
it, we do
council
run
wants
into
to
this
do it.
more and more. And if this meeting wouldn't have been tonight, we'd be calling an emergency meeting, I suppose. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but to address this issue that Mr. Finaro is faced with, an emergency
I just don't
situation.
think 25 grand goes far in municipality work, so like, I think 25 grand isn't a reasonable number.
Is unreasonable?
Mr. Lallo, I'm just concerned that, I just mentioned to you that there's nothing in writing that alerts the public to this in advance of this vote, right?
I mean,
And what authority do we have to do that now relative to doing it anytime?
because,
Right, that's my concern is we're missing some disclosure piece
sure.
to the taxpayers here.
So the issue you have here, it's an emergency repair. I think we dealt with this the other time with the culvert on Route 6 maybe, but at that point, we didn't have a meeting scheduled, so we had to have an emergency meeting. And when you have an emergency issue or emergency meeting, the public notice, it's not even a 24-hour notice anymore. At that point, it's different because there is a need to get this done on an emergent basis. And it has to happen. And unfortunately, the way the ordinance is written, the city's hands or the administration's hands are tied as it relates to expenditures at that, I don't want to say lower level, but at that level. And we're just kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Thankfully, we have a meeting here that's scheduled where, all right, this just came up and it needs to be addressed.
So the emergency is the threat to the road, losing more of the road, correct?
Correct, that's correct.
It's not that the roadway is completely blocked and it's a threat to emergency vehicles, it's a threat to the stability of the road.
Correct.
Thank you.
I believe we also had that the one time with the bridge when they had the trees strapped down there back probably about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, so we had the 306 bridge and we had the culvert on 6, correct.
I mean,
Stormwater funding.
generally, Matt, it's not an issue getting us in for an emergency meeting to do it the few times we've had to. It hasn't happened. What's the third time, maybe 3 times the last 6 years? That we've had a comment for that?
Yeah, it just so happens we had the meeting today, so it just kind of felt like that.
You do say the mobilization. You say the mobilization is generally $10,000 for something like that, right? 5 or 10,000?
Yeah, it was over 10 because there's 3 pieces of machines they're moving, so.
Okay. I'm good with that explanation.
And we'll do that
Everybody
at
else
the
good
end.
with that explanation? Okay.
And that'll be 26-R-44.
26-R-44.
Read that off when we finish at 43 then? Okay.
Yes.
And you'll read that all out, Matt, and I can just
Yes.
say so moved.
Okay. All right. Any other questions for, where were we at?
Mayor,
So the mayor? Mayor, do you have anything else this evening? Any questions for the mayor? Okay, good. All right, so moving on to standing committee reports. We talked about 2 standing committee. Or any updates on any reports out there?
You said this
Service Department this Saturday at 7 a.m. to talk about equipment. A recreation committee meeting to be scheduled regarding SOPs going forward with the current youth programs,
what's SOP?
standard operating procedures.
You don't need to send it.
Okay, yeah, we use a lot of things here. All right,
Council President.
yes, sir.
Mr. Maker, side stream, Mr. Hajan.
Yes.
The Jabba was in at 6 PM this evening, and he presented the committee, along with other council members, a PowerPoint, which he's going to share to us for the members of the council that were not here, speaking about speed enforcement within a school zone here. And it was a brief overview. The committee had some really good questions of him. And then secondly, Chief Clean, in conjunction with the KPD and the Service Department, came up with a SOG, Suggested Operating Guidelines. And this is a review draft. If everybody on council is welcome to review it and comment. And if you can provide those comments back to me after our recess, hopefully I can get them before August 17th, and then we would be able to review the committee meeting minutes of today and move forward with that agenda. Thank you.
Okay, Councilman Schultz, thank you. Okay, moving on, any other updates on standing committee reports? If not, moving on to correspondence. I did receive the annual staffing report from East Ohio Gas. If anybody's interested in seeing it, just received that today. It's a CD drive, yeah, right? A CD drive, but I have that.
About 10 years ago.
Exactly. Okay, moving on to public comments for matters not on the
Mr. Council
agenda.
President, I
yes.
did have one correspondence today that I received from Attorney Walter, representing Mr. Christopher in this matter, or the
Okay.
TCE. There's a dispute between them and the owners of the plaza immediately to their west. I don't know what it's, the Kirtland Plaza or where the Dollar General is located. And there's a concern that they have as it relates to a semi-truck being parked in that area. They are alleging that they are operating a semi-truck terminal. And I see no evidence of that. I mean, we could have our new zoning administrator take a look and make an independent determination as well. There is a semi-truck that occasionally parks in that area. I alerted the attorney, Mr. Walter, that I don't see there being a terminal there, so it's a parking issue. And they asked the city to indicate that this is illegal parking. I indicated that we don't have an ordinance that specifically prohibits a truck from parking in that area unless it's blocking the ingress and egress of the plaza or of that property at Tall Oaks. I haven't seen any evidence of that. They continue to allege or assert that it is a truck terminal. I see no evidence of it, but again, I will have our zoning administrator take a look at it. Secondly, they are also alleging now, because there was a car for sale that was put on the lot with a sign, that they're now operating a used car lot. So they're alleging that either the mayor or I am arbitrarily and capriciously interpreting our code sections against them. So that's another statement that they made. I do have a letter from Attorney Walter that I received this afternoon. I haven't read through all the attachments, but that's the gist of it. I said, I told him, he asked me to read it verbatim. I told him I don't intend on doing that. If they wanted to have somebody come here and speak, they'd be more than happy to do so. But I will give a copy of the correspondence to our city clerk, and then it'll be made a part of the record. So that's the story. But I will have our new zoning admin take a look and offer if there's any independent or new interpretation as it relates to the truck terminal, or if our new zoning admin feels that that is a used car lot, we'll make them, we'll ask for his interpretation. But from what I see, I don't see much there. But again, I was asked to present it, I received it, and that's the story.
Okay, I appreciate that update, and I will leave my comments to myself. Any other correspondence that you're aware of?
No, sir.
Okay, appreciate that. Okay, now it's public comments for matters not on the agenda. I noticed a lot of residents in here this evening, so if you would like to come up and speak, please state your name and address. It's open time for you. Public comments for matters not on the agenda this evening. Sure, come on up.
Good evening. Mike Doublejack, 7380 Ledgewood Drive. First of all, I'd like to accommodate and give a thank you to our city services, both the police, fire, and our service department from their hard work from last week. That rain was coming down pretty hard. So whatever our city services need, such as people or new hires, I think we need to support that as a city and as a resident. Safety Forces Committee, I appreciate your guys' time. I think that's something that you'll talk about with our corridor here in Kirtland, with our, our school zone, how much it means to the safety of our residents with our community and our children, and also the pedestrians. All it takes is one accident, right? I think this will prove accountability. I think we'll reduce some of the areas that we have problems with. This is a great resource, not only for the community, but it's a great resource for the police department. It allows our police department to take their resources and go in other areas where we need them, right? So I appreciate it. Last of all, I don't want to keep everybody's time. I just want to see where we are with Ledgewood and Rockwood. Mr. Courtney, I know I haven't been here in a while. Are we any close to inspection? Are we in close to, where are we out with the repaving of Ledgewood?
Pretty much the same place we were last time you were here.
Okay. How do we move forward? How do we get?
Well, it's going to start with, like we mentioned the last time, getting the sewer lines and so forth on that street assessed
Okay.
before we do anything to the pavement, because we don't want to do the pavement and then have to dig it up to fix it.
Understood. And I understood that last time, but
Yep.
how can we make that next step as a resident on Ledgewood with severe deterioration of our roads? Because I guess we need to hear, is it next year? Is it this year? That's all I'm asking. Yeah.
We need to go through the budget process and get estimates for getting those sewers assessed
Okay.
and get that work into the budget if it'll fit. So
Okay. Would that be this year or would that be next year, you think?
we can put it in for the budget requests for this coming year.
Okay, I would kindly appreciate
I
that.
thought there was $50,000 in the budget for under drains this year.
Correct. Correct.
This is assessment of the sanitary lines that are on Ledgewood.
Are you, Mr. Deviljack, are you speaking of storm sewer or sanitary sewer?
Whatever the inspection we need to move forward
Okay.
Sanitary.
The drain work was separate from the
Yeah.
inspection.
for repavement.
Right,
Yeah.
so we've been discussing that for a while, so the thinking is we're not gonna put a new road in there, right? And you've heard me say this a bunch of
Correct.
times, until we address the sanitary sewer,
Yeah.
so.
I
We
think
will-
as a
we-
resident, I would like to see that on the books or some type of talks. Obviously, it's budgetary, we're coming to and asking the mayor for emergency for repairs. That comes first. But let's get a game plan. That's all I'm asking.
So we have a game plan, and we're going to make some temporary repairs in there. The service department's gonna do, we just didn't get there yet. And
Understood.
that storm put us about 2 weeks behind, so.
Gotcha. And I appreciate everything you guys do. And if you need another hire, let's do it. So, all right, that's it, council. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comments for matters not on the agenda? I think I know you.
Hey guys, Jim Gibbs, 10521 Grandview Drive. I get to put on my resident hat this evening. I caught the tail end of the safety committee about the safety corridor and the cameras. And I just want to say at the onset, I'm very much in favor of, the force multiplying that it does for the police department. It's fantastic. What I would ask from council's perspective as we make an agreement with whatever company you guys go with is that we get the notifications out in a timely fashion. And I'm talking like 48, 72 hours, they're postmarked after the incident, because I find that, you know, if they take a week to get out the door, you could, you know, right now as it stands, I get pulled over, it's an instant reset. You know, I had a face-to-face interaction with one of our fine officers, and I instantly think, all right, I need to slow down now. But in the case of these cameras, that's the problem I've always had with them. You get the citation a week or 2 weeks later, especially when the mail is what it was, especially, you know, after COVID and so on, that you could have umpteen number of other infractions in that time because you didn't get that reset of a face-to-face interaction with the officer. So if we can please establish some sort of, you know, keep their feet to the fire. If it's not out the door in 48 hours, that either citation's void or something, you know, repeat offenses within 4 days, you know, whatever the math is that it takes to get it to us in a timely fashion. Because especially when football season hits and everything else, we could be through this corridor 10 times a day, you know. And again, it's my fault if I'm breaking the law. It's my responsibility. I understand that. But we just make sure that we get a company to get those things out to us very quickly. So
Chief
that's all I
Fisher,
have.
I believe they've addressed that. What were they saying for days of notices if if the system was to go in? Did you? I don't have a time frame. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you specified that. Okay.
Instantly, it triggers the mailing process.
Okay.
They will rely on the U.S. Postal Service.
They are mailed though, correct, Chief? So that in itself, even if they get it out immediately, generally correlates to 2 to 3 days minimum, right?
It's not so much that what you're saying is you went through there 3 times and they're just stacking up and they get a bunch of mail.
Exactly.
There's a little attitude on the first violation. You're not going to find notices every day next week.
More or less, yeah, two sides of the same coin, yes, exactly. It's just a fair thing, because I understand we're trying to, you know, save time and all the stuff, you know, get officers doing more advanced things, we'll say. But it's that interaction is what triggers people to slow down, myself included. So
Right.
if we don't get that, I understand, but yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Maybe you get 3 or 4 freebies, 2 speeding freebies possibly? A little FOP card?
I wasn't saying that. Thank you very much,
Okay,
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, any other public comments for matters not on the agenda this evening? Okay, name and address, please.
Hi, my name is Kat Torok, and address 8520 Bridlehurst Trail. I work for Tall Oaks for the Christopher Enterprises, and I was asked to come here tonight to read 2 letters into the record. So bear with me, these are going to take a minute here. First one is regarding what you mentioned earlier. This is not his letter. This is a letter from the owner. The Christopher Family Enterprises would like to publicly and formally request council's intervention on a very serious matter of significant importance to the entire Kirtland community, as well as our guests and employees at Tall Oaks. The current owner of the Kirtland Plaza, located west of Tall Oaks, has initiated a legal business in the historical town center of Kirtland. The first is a long-haul trucking company. The second is a used car lot. Combined, these 2 businesses are now violating 4 specific clear and indisputable ordinances. First, neither of these businesses have secured and or maintain proper Kirtland business permits to operate. Every other business in Kirtland is required to have such permits. These businesses apparently have been exempted for some reason. That is unfair and it is illegal. Excuse me. Second, neither of these businesses has secured the required conditional use permits. Said simpler, these businesses are not allowed to operate in historic town center. All other businesses within Kirtland must comply with these requirements. These businesses apparently have been exempted for some reason. That is also not fair and it is illegal. A far greater concern is safety. The long-haul trucking company has large, heavy semis coming in and out of the parking areas morning, noon, and night. Our guests complain of several near misses when entering and exiting our facility. Tired truck drivers parking their rigs late at night, not paying attention, also cause significant damage to property and life. Almost caused. This is an accident waiting to happen. This illegal long-haul trucking company is also being operated directly across the street from our school campus. The sidewalk used for the school campus to go from west to east side of Chillicothe is regularly now traversed by tired drivers after a long trip. Can you just imagine the day when one of our young students gets accidentally run over and killed by one of these semis? Worse yet, can you imagine the lawsuits which will come against the council in this city for failure to enforce their own ordinances, which would have prevented this accident? Finally, as you likely know, there are to be no heavy trucks down Alexander. There is a posted sign and a law. The operator and owner of the plaza and this trucking company ignore this sign. They regularly bring heavy trucks down and park them outside of the garage. It is now resulting in damage to the street, which has to be repaired this year. Given Kirtland's extensive and growing road issues, we would think they would be enforcing this law more stringently. We are not averse to a long-haul transportation company or used car lot in the city of Kirtland. However, there are strict codes and ordinances of what can and can't be operated within the historic town center to protect the beauty and sanctity of our city. These laws have been consistently applied to every business. We are now asking that council step in and please enforce these laws of this illegal business operator. Worth noting, we have spent quite a bit of time and money on our general counsel trying to effect the enforcement of these rules with Law Director Lalo. Mr. Lalo has refused to enforce these laws. Why the double standard? Why is there selective, arbitrary, and capricious enforcement of rules of other property owners but not of this man, the operator and friend of Mayor Potter? As you know, our general counsel has served notice to the law director today. He has given them 7 days to remedy, or he will be filing a legal action in Lake County Court of Common Pleas. Naturally, we also engaged the local press to report of this growing pattern of inconsistent enforcement of property ordinances. Clearly, this level of embarrassment brought to the city is unnecessary and unproductive. For the record, it is public knowledge that Christopher Family Enterprises and its owners, the Christopher family, oppose Mayor Potter and his administration. For the record, it is not a personal issue. Our objections to Mayor Potter and his administration rest entirely in its failures. Kirtland fire stations are failing, Kirtland City Hall is failing, the Kirtland school buildings are failing, and the Kirtland roads are past failing, and they are an embarrassment. As one of the largest employers, developers, and landowners in Kirtland, it is the Christophers' right, if not their duty, to challenge elected officials. The worst part is Mayor Potter's failings are completely avoidable. Kirtland has a golden river that flows in and out of Kirtland every day. We humbly ask that you please focus energies or engage professionals to help harness the power of this golden river for the benefit of all Kirtlanders in Kirtland. Above all, we would ask that our elected officials, namely Mayor Kevin Potter and Councilman Joe Smolik, please remain professional and respectful when referring to our award-winning and successful companies and/or members of our family. We were deeply insulted and shocked by recent statements made. These comments were laced with vulgarity, insults, abusive language, slander, and defamation. There is no place for that in our city of faith and beauty from men of so-called faith and public servants. You should be ashamed of your words and actions. Our family conducts itself with the highest degree of professionalism and moral integrity, and we strongly suggest you join us in dealing with our companies or referring to any member of our family. Let you be role models of Christian values. In closing, our companies have invested millions in this city. We have received no tax breaks. We have created hundreds of jobs. Also, we have asked is that the laws be enforced consistently and fairly. We are asking, and our attorney is demanding, that this council please step in and restore fairness, order, and legal compliance for all businesses and citizens. On behalf of the Christopher Family Enterprises, thank you for your consideration. I have copies if you want to put it into the record.
I will need a copy. I'll put in the record.
And then there's one other. So I apologize for the time, but as a representative, I was asked to come
Mr.
and
Christopher
say.
not able to come in and
No,
make
he's
these
out of
statements
town.
himself? It's does he intend to be in town at all this year to address council? Because I feel like he's had a lot of complaints for us, but we have yet to see him.
I will pass that along. I'm not sure what his calendar schedule is.
I appreciate
so
that.
I will
Thank you.
certainly pass that along.
Thank you.
Okay, second letter. I now come forward before Kirtland City Council. This is the legislative body of the city of Kirtland. It is also the check and balance of the executive branch, which is headed by Mayor Kevin Potter. It is their responsibility and lawful duty to ensure executive branch operates ethically, professionally, and consistent with Ohio Revised Code. I am here tonight to officially and for the record report a most disturbing and egregious issue. It is our contention that our property rights have been willfully, intentionally, and deliberately violated. We believe there are parties which have conspired to effect these transgressions within the executive branch of Kirtland City Hall. 2 separate lawsuits have been initiated against the city developer Andy Longcar and property owner Karen Mitchell, wife of attorney Ken Mitchell. We are concerned that this council has not been fully briefed on the breadth and depth of these lawsuits, what they entail, and the malfeasance asserted against Mayor Potter and his administration, which have already had a most negative effect on our businesses. First, we have 4 properties within 500 feet of the proposed over 55 community being developed by Mr. Andy Longcar and Karen Mitchell shortly after Tom and Paula Christopher departed for their winter home in Florida in late September. We fear that Mr. Longcar, Mayor Potter, and the Potter administration and Mrs. Mitchell conspired to bring an illegal development and ensure the Christophers were unaware of this proposed development. Between October 1 and December 31st, there were a total of 5 meetings between Planning and Zoning and Board of Zoning Appeals. With each of these meetings, notices were sent out to every property owner within 500 feet, so they would have their legal right to appear, review, and potentially contest this development. Every property owner within 500 feet received their notices. Ironically, Tom and Paula Christopher and their 4 separate businesses with 4 separate addresses received not 1 notice. That means out of 20 required notices, not one was sent and delivered to the Christophers. Ironically, before, during, and after the same period of time, each of these Christopher businesses received numerous communications from City Hall on many matters, including proposed other developments. Please process that. Second, during this process, we fear Mr. Longcar, Mrs. Mitchell, Mayor Potter, and members of his administration conspired to bring this over 55 development to life. This included preparing and presenting a variance request to the Board of Zoning Appeals. By Ohio Revised Code, the BZA can only legally grant a variance to a property owner if they can demonstrate without it, the property has no value. The Board of Zoning Appeals illegally granted this variance, for at the very same time this illegal variance was granted, there existed a standing offer from the Christophers to the Mitchells for the property. This standing offer did not require any variances. As a matter of fact, Mr. Christopher, most recent offer exists to date in writing, in written form from Mr. Christopher's attorney to the Mitchells. Third, when the Christophers finally learned of what they feared was an orchestrated effort to deny them their lawful property right, they immediately had their attorney contact Law Director Lalo. As Law Director, it is Mr. Lalo's duty to ensure fairness for all property owners and above all else protect and preserve the city's best interest. Christophers respectfully and humbly requested Law Director Lalo to pause the project that they be afforded the opportunity to exercise their property rights. Law Director recklessly denied this request. We suggest any reasonable and objective person would conclude it is yet another example of Law Director Lalo clear bias and animus towards the Christophers and their businesses. Did we not just discuss the long haul trucking company and used car lot? Law Director Lalo, again, refusing to enforce the ordinances out of clear and specific spite against the Christophers. I humbly ask you, what else can it be? Left with no choice, the Christophers were forced to file a lawsuit to preserve their property rights. That lawsuit has now been elevated to an appeals court in Warren, Ohio. A separate administrative lawsuit has also now been filed. We anticipate additional lawsuits being filed and additional defendants being named. Finally, Mr. Christopher was recently contacted by Channel 19 News. He conducted a 45-minute interview with the reporter. He shared with him all of this. Channel 19 News did an initial story and have committed to doing additional follow-up stories to discover and expose any wrongdoing and/or illegal activity within the administration. Fourth, prudence, caution, and fairness to a large Kirtland property owner would require that this development be put on hold until these issues can be properly adjudicated. Given the circumstances and overwhelming evidence of wrongdoing, to proceed and allow this development to continue would be incredibly reckless and breach of duty to Kirtland. The Christophers now humbly and respectfully come before council. The Christophers value and appreciate your service. The Christophers celebrate and welcome your objectivity and fairness on this matter. The Christophers are asking for council to step in as the check and balance for the executive branch. More specifically, the Christophers are humbly asking council for the following. We ask that Kirtland City Council receive a comprehensive and objective briefing over what has taken place on this matter to date. We ask this briefing be provided by an outside legal party to ensure fairness, objectivity, and thoroughness. We have reason to believe there have been numerous violations of sunshine laws on this matter. We believe certain members of this council have been kept in the dark on many of the salient and important issues now confronting Kirtland. We ask that Kirtland City Council engage an outside legal partner to conduct an investigation into this matter. Our attorney will cooperate fully with the investigative body. He will provide them with the overwhelming and growing evidence which clearly establishes that what we fear is a conspiracy of wrongdoing and a gross violation of the Christophers' rights. We ask that council intervene and place the development project on hold until the true facts of the case have been revealed. To proceed with this development at this point with the overwhelming evidence and pending litigation could be devastating to the Christophers' business interests and ultimately Kirtland itself. Just imagine when this matter is properly and fully adjudicated, all the facts and truth and testimony come out and the jury finds in favor of the Christophers. What are the implications? What are the implications for the new property owners? What are the financial ramifications for Kirtland? Prudence and caution dictate this project be put on hold and the facts be brought out in full light of day. We ask that Mayor Potter, Councilman Joe Smolik, and current law director, Mr. Matt Lallo, recuse themselves from this matter and the associated investigation. There is not a member of this council, and quite frankly, virtually no one in Kirtland, who is keenly aware of their disdain for Mr. Christopher. Said simply, we believe Mayor Potter, Mr. Smolik, and Mr. Lallo hate Tom Christopher. For example, it was witnessed Mr. Smolik, in an intoxicated state, went on a vulgar-laced, X-rated tirade with fellow Kirtlanders of his disdain for Tom Christopher. This, along with other such incidents, have now been memorialized and provided to the Christophers General Counsel for future legal actions against Councilman Smolik when and if necessary. To allow these individuals to have any role in this investigation would ultimately compromise and destroy the credibility of the investigation. For the record, it has never been, nor will it be, the Christophers' intentions to do anything to hurt the community. They love Kirtland. They have a home in Kirtland. They have numerous businesses in Kirtland. They have invested millions to make Kirtland a better place for everyone. They have created 100+ jobs. They have not asked for nor received one tax abatement. They look to invest even more to continue to beautify this wonderful town and create more jobs and more taxes. And most quietly, they have given back to many needy families. Eric Ziegler, I believe you are aware of just one of these families. With the growing evidence of wrongdoing, the last thing in the world the Christophers want is to be forced to proceed with litigation. They are now supremely confident they will prevail. However, they fear the resulting devastation to Kirtland, its image, and its balance sheet. What many of you may not know is the Christophers were forced to do in 2010. They spent 2 years and $200,000 suing the school, Kirtland Schools, via Columbus. They won. The kids of Kirtland won. Superintendent Stan Lipinski lost. The Board of Education lost. I personally was a member of the board and found myself in opposition of a man I've known since he was 8. We had to publicly apologize to him and his group. We had to apologize to Kirtland. The school district was devastated. We were placed on probation for 2 years and had to make numerous changes and terminations. It was a challenging time for the community. I strongly encourage you look it up if you are unfamiliar. Ironically, Mr. Christopher came to us early in that process. He offered the same deal: stop, investigate, and resolve locally and quietly, he offered. The board was divided, but majority vote was to support the superintendent. Tom Christopher did what he has done his whole life. He put his head down, found new ways to prevail, and wore failure out with the boundless energy and tremendous resources. I know him well. I promise you this, he does not want to repeat this, but if given no choice, that is precisely what he will do. In closing, this council knows full well how things have been done in the past in Kirtland. We fear you have been kept in the dark on this issue. We are humbly asking, no, we are pleading for this council to now step in and have their matter properly investigated. For the record, it is the family's desire to resolve this issue privately, locally, and amicably with the council. There is no need for this to go as 2010 did. However, if given no other choice, we will continue likely adding other lawsuits and/or defendants to be named. The Christophers want to be very clear. This will be the last time Mayor Potter, his administration, or Law Director Lallo violate their rights. That ship has forever sailed. They have authorized their general counsel and marketing department to spend whatever money is needed to stop this pattern of abuse and violations of their rights. For them, this is standing up to the bully and fighting it to the end. On behalf of the Christopher family, thank you for your consideration and time on this matter.
Who is that letter from?
Pardon me?
Who is that letter from?
This letter is written by the owners of the Christopher family enterprises.
So is it
It's-
from Mr. Christopher? Because he's
Yes.
referring to himself in the third person at some points there?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Was he on the school board? Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Okay, thank you. Any other public comments for matters not on the agenda? Please state your name and address, please.
Eric Franz, 8341 South Locust Drive. It's another week. We're talking Locust again. I appreciate Mayor Potter is working through issues with our zoning. For those, I assume, aware now, there have been a rash of complaints on our block. There are 42 houses. There is one complainer. There is one person that is, I don't know if they're trying to turn our neighborhood into a homeowners association. I wish they would just move. But we've been on this block since 2009. Most of the other people on the block have been on this in their houses since 2009 or way before. Some of the neighbors have been there since almost the beginning of this neighborhood. We've had no problems. People are working class people. We work, we live, we get along, we have block parties, we wave to each other when we're out walking, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we have one neighbor that has decided to disrupt all of that. I'm obviously not the only person who's come up here to speak. I don't know if anybody else will come here to speak, but it is not targeted. It is just a broad sweep of just going after everybody on the block for some unknown reason. I am fairly certain I know who it is. I believe they live on North Locust. I live on South Locust. They have no reason to be on my side of the street. It's a circle street. They don't have to come to South Locust. Yet at least 4, maybe 5 people on South Locust have received notices. Are they going around up 306? Are they going on Eagle? Are they going down Billings? Are they looking for everybody? Or are they only targeting our block? I'm not sure what a good resolution for this is, but it is very frustrating as a citizen of this town to have to come here, spend my time, spend your time discussing a matter that, regardless of whether zoning violations have occurred or not, they have not been enforced for my entire time there. And clearly, with the exception of one person on a block of 42 houses, We don't care. We like our neighborhood. Our neighborhood is Kirtland. It's why we are here, and it is making it very difficult to understand how one person is allowed to completely disrupt all of this. Mayor Potter, you did mention you want us to be good neighbors. This person is not being a good neighbor. That is all I have.
Thank you, appreciate it. Anybody else see public comment not on the agenda? Going once.
Don't be shy, come on up.
But I walk on Locust every day. Elaine Therian, 10307 Chillicothe Road. But I do have a couple things to say. I've listened to this whole thing. I've listened to them say that this man is a friend of yours. And if he is a friend of yours, you should have a conversation with him because this is harassment. And if you drive down 306, there's a house almost directly across from mine that has windows busted out. The grass is up to here. It's a mess, but that I don't see anybody saying anything about that. But these people have some wood in their yard. I walk on that street every day. It's a complete mile all the way around. So it's easy to time yourself and get your steps in, you know? So, but I don't see anything that's offensive. I don't see anything that is scary. I don't understand this. I think this is absurd that we are all here having these conversations over and over again. And this man continues to harass people. It's not okay. It is not okay. And it's not okay that there's a house on 306 that has busted out windows and nobody says anything about that.
Just you know, that house has been brought up in council.
It's still here. It's been years.
I understand your point, but I'm just to say that nothing's been said, it's just inaccurate. That house has been talked about also. Okay, so I respect what you have to say. I'm just, you know, that house has been talked about.
My point is that there are worse yards and homes in the area. And like the gentleman before me said, these people are hardworking people. We work. It's not like they're not neglecting their houses. So I think this man is just in the wrong area. He really does need to move to a community where he can really enjoy what's around him.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please state your name and address.
Lynn McCormick, 8391 South Locust, and my husband Ted. And we've lived in our house for 35 years. We have wonderful neighbors. In fact, Devin Stewart, the food truck man, lives right next door to us. He is a wonderful neighbor. He keeps the trucks spotless. We get to smell the aroma of pulled pork all the time. He's had block parties. He offered a window conditioner unit because we don't have air conditioning last week when it was so hot. That's the kind of person he is. I hate to see him being harassed by one individual on North Locust. It's horrible what this one person is doing to everyone. I'm here in support of my neighbors who have gotten the letter. Get the boat out of here. Get rid of the RV. And you know what? I drove around Kirtland and I noticed an RV, a trailer, 2 boats. So what is this? A North Locust and a South Locust problem? Is this a zoning or an ordinance? I mean, my neighbors are getting harassed, especially Devin. He put his house on the market, and I do not want to lose a good neighbor. So I hope something can be done about one individual who is causing stress for South and North Locust.
Anybody else? Moving Moving on to old business. Public comment matters of old business. Moving on to the third reading. 26-0-36, an ordinance amending section 220.26 of the codified ordinances of the city of Kirtland regarding the rules of council and declaring an emergency. We want to make some amendments.
Yes. Mr. Council President, I believe, sorry. Just went out. There we go. I do ask that the following amendment be made. I'll just read the entire paragraph. It's like 3 sentences long. The clerk of council shall prepare an agenda or schedule of matters to be brought before council. Such agenda shall be available to members of council a minimum of 72 hours prior to the scheduled meeting and shall be posted in the lobby of City Hall, comma, the Kirtland Public Library, comma, and the Community Center, period. That was an addition. And then it goes on to say, an exception to the 72-hour rule shall be in the case of special or emergency meetings. The members of council shall cooperate with the clerk by providing information, including ordinances and resolutions needed to prepare the agenda. At the same time, the agenda is provided to the members of council, comma, the clerk shall ensure that the agenda and all accompanying materials, including proposed ordinances, resolutions, and draft minutes, shall be posted on the city's website. So again, that was what the proposed language is. The additions would be where it shall be posted, not only in the City Hall, but Kirtland Public Library and Kirtland Community Center. And then also adding that the clerk is the one that's responsible for posting the agenda and materials on the city's website.
Okay, looking for a motion.
So moved. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mr. Schultz
Second.
moves.
And this is going to take us back to the second reading, and we'll let this go to a third reading on the August 17th. We'll pass
That
it.
is correct.
Correct. Thank you.
So motion by Councilman Scholes, second by Mr. Smolik.
Any other discussion?
on that motion?
No other discussions. Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker,
Yes.
Mr. Hamer,
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
We're good to
Mentioned during, at some point.
Okay, we're gonna move, I thought during the work session, we mentioned we were gonna waive it, yeah.
It's up to you. Do you want to, Matt? It's up to you.
Yeah, I would probably rather have it in place,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Not much to
looking
add.
for a motion to waive the 3 readings.
Motion to waive the 3 readings and declare an emergency.
Waive the 3
No,
readings.
waive the 3 readings first.
Yeah.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Schultz with a motion to waive the 3 readings. Councilman Smolik with a second. Any further discussion? No further discussion. Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Motion to declare an emergency and to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, Councilman Smolik with a motion to declare an emergency and adopt. Council Schultz with a second. Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to 26-R-37, a resolution adopting a tax budget for fiscal year 2027. Looking for a motion to waive the 3 readings.
Motion to waive the 3 readings.
Second?
Okay, Councilman Simons with the motion to waive the 3 readings, Councilman Grazia with a second. Any discussion? Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik,
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Motion to adopt that, right?
Yep, just a motion to adopt.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Smolik with a motion to adopt, Councilman Schultz with a second. Any discussion? Okay, Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Scholes,
Yes.
Ms. Grazia,
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to 26-R-39, resolution repealing 26-R-29 and pursuant to section 5705.19, section H of the Ohio Revised Code, submitting to the electors of the city a question of providing for renewal of the current levy of 0.85 mil for 5 years for the community senior citizen and recreational facilities and programs outside of 10 mil limitation. Looking for a motion to amend the legislation to include the auditor's, was it certificate?
Yeah, yes, as Exhibit A.
As Exhibit A.
It was actually provided in your council packet, just making sure you're aware of that.
Okay.
So moved.
What, I just want to make sure one thing, sorry, before we get on that. Bear with me one moment. What? Okay, sorry, I'm all set, thank you.
Okay. All right, so Councilman Schultz with a motion to amend legislation. Councilman Smolik with a second. Any discussion? Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Schulz.
Yes.
Ms. Grazia.
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Okay, looking for a motion to waive the 3 readings.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Smolik with a motion to waive the 3 readings. Councilman Simons with a second. Any discussion? No discussion. Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Schulz.
Yes.
Ms. Grazia.
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
You need a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Schultz with a motion to adopt. Councilman Smolik with a second. Any discussion?
Just for the residents on this property tax renewal that generates $156,412. Is that what I see? Okay. That's been on, we've had that going for what, is that 20 years then?
It's every 5 years. It's been around for a very long time.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Louis.
Okay, Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Schulz.
Yes.
Ms. Grazia.
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to new business. Public comments on agenda items of new business. Okay, moving on to the first reading, 26-0-41. An ordinance authorizing the creation of the LAK Kirtland Chardon Road Grant Fund number 323 and declaring an emergency.
So this fund is to account for the grant funds from NOACA, and because it's not pre-funded and it is also federal dollars, we're going to account for it in this new fund.
Okay, do you need this passed tonight or to let it go through?
I would prefer if it's passed this evening.
Waiting, okay. All 3, okay.
Okay, a motion to waive the 3 readings?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Councilman Smolik with a motion to waive the 3 readings. Councilman Schultz with a second. Any discussion? No discussion. Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Schulz.
Yes.
Ms. Grazia.
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Motion to declare an emergency and to adopt?
Second.
Okay, Councilman Smolik with a motion to declare emergency and adopt. Councilman Simons with a second. Any discussion? If not, Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Schulz.
Yes.
Ms. Grazia.
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, moving on to 26-0-42, an ordinance amending ordinance 26-0-11 relating to the appropriation for the year 2026.
Okay, so council was provided with the summary of changes. It does look like a large number, however, it's not really, it's more of an accounting adjustment on certain classifications and things like that. So just to kind of take you through some of the changes, obviously the largest change is, as I've mentioned, the NOACA grant is not pre-funded. So we need to actually advance funds from the general fund into that newly created fund and then seek reimbursement and then pay the general fund back. So that's a large portion of it. When I really break this down as far as new dollars that would be added to the budget, we're looking at around $60,000 from the general fund. Of that $60,000, we have an additional $20,000 in legal costs. As the law director has mentioned, there's been a lot of legal cases and things like that with the city. We have a $10,000 increase for some utilities. There's been some bills from Aqua Ohio from usage within the summer, this hot summer. And then, as we know, fuel prices specifically, so we have a $10,000 increase with fuel prices. So does council have any questions on this line item changes?
Louis, can you please, the reclassification, just for the 67,000, describe that a little more.
Yeah, so a lot of times we look at with construction projects, with engineering costs and inspections, a lot of times we have that as contract services. But consistency wise with last year, so that the numbers do stay consistent when we look at line item to line item, I'm reclassing it from contract services and putting it in with the capital side of it, just so that it is on one line item and it's consistent with prior years. So it's really just, we're moving it from one line to the other line, which is why you see a negative and then a positive for the same dollar amount.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay, looking for a motion to waive the 3 readings?
So
Councilman Smolik with a motion to waive the 3 readings. Councilman Simons with a second. Any discussion? Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Schulz.
Yes.
Ms. Grazia.
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Okay, looking for a motion to declare an emergency and adopt?
Motion to declare an
It's
emergency.
just to adopt. I'm sorry.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Councilman Simons with a motion to adopt. Councilman Grazia with a second. Any discussion? Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Schulz.
Yes.
Ms. Grazia.
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to 26-0-43. An ordinance amending ordinances number 26-0-13 relating to the advance of funds, repayment of funds, and declaring an emergency.
So as I mentioned a couple times already, that because of the NOACA grant and the change of accounting and the new fund, so the addition on this advanced legislation is to advance those dollars from the general fund to that newly created fund. So that would be the only change on that ordinance. And I am looking for it to be passed this evening.
Motion to waive the 3 readings.
Second.
Councilman Schultz with a motion to waive the 3 readings. Councilman Simons with a second. Any discussions? Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Schulz.
Yes.
Ms. Grazia.
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Motion to declare an emergency and adopt.
Second.
Councilman Schultz with a motion to declare emergency and adopt. Councilman Smolik with a second. Any discussion? Not. Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Schulz.
Yes.
Ms. Grazia.
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're looking for a amendment to our agenda to add 26-R-44.
Which would be a resolution authorizing the mayor to expend no more than $35,000 for the emergency repairs on Eagle Road and declaring an emergency.
Motion to amend.
Second.
Councilman Schultz with a motion to amend. Councilman Simons with a second. Any discussions? If not, Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Schulz.
Yes.
Ms. Grazia.
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Motion to waive the 3 readings.
Now we should actually do the first reading of that because now it's on the agenda.
Okay.
So if you wish, Mr. Council President, I could read it for you.
If you wouldn't mind,
All
please
right.
feel free.
No problem. First reading presented by Mayor Potter, 26R44. A resolution authorizing the mayor to expend no more than $35,000 for the emergency repairs on Eagle Road and declaring an emergency.
Looking for a motion to waive the
So
3
moved.
readings.
Second.
Councilman Smolik with a motion to waive the 3 readings. Councilman Simons with a second. Any discussions? If not, Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Schulz.
Yes.
Ms. Grazia.
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Motion to declare an emergency and to adopt.
Second.
Councilman Smolik with a motion to declare emergency and adopt. Councilman Schultz with a second. Any discussion?
Just real quick, Mr. Bernaro, so they got the first portion of that done on the inlet side, and now what they got to start working on the the outlet side that had all the erosion and stuff on it then?
That's correct. That's
A lot
correct.
of fill, and expecting a lot of fill on over there, I take it too?
Yeah, they're gonna have 5 trucks running tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. And on the, you know, I know that much rain, you know, 3 inches, I mean, those were some big trees that came down, obviously, too. There's really not much you can do by way of can't put any sort of concrete barriers or pillars upstream from that, so to speak, not much?
No, not that much stuff
Yeah,
right now.
okay, I know that's down about 20,
I mean,
30 feet too, right?
You could do wing walls, but it's still gonna funnel its way into the pipe.
Yeah, I walked and, took a look at it with Mr. Frank Lyon, you know, who's one of the neighbors on one of the properties over there, so.
The only thing we might add later, somewhere down the road, is some riprap on the inlet side.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay.
President.
Mr. Slapnicker, please call the roll.
Mr. Fenstermaker.
Yes.
Mr. Hamer.
Yes.
Mr. Scholes.
Yes.
Ms. Grazia.
Yes.
Mr. Smolik.
Yes.
Ms. Simons.
Yes.
Okay, moving into council comments.
Only one, I apologize, but it looked like I was on the phone. My computer crapped out today, so I had to do everything off my email on the phone, so.
I think we need to reevaluate the time clock for when residents talk
Okay.
and just overhaul the whole agenda. So maybe we can talk about that.
Okay. All right, going into continuing concerns, last opportunity for the public, any other continuing concerns? Okay, moving into adjournment, looking for an adjournment.
Motion to adjourn?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
She'll second.
Oh, you seconded? Thank you.